Alright. Welcome back mid-run. I don't even know. Internet issues, technical issues, all sorts of numbers. The fuck, this is loud. Okay, there we go. Loudness, hopefully solved. Hard to tell. I'm just going to cross my fingers on this one. Does this gun just not do damage? It does. Oh, what the fuck? These are the bats. These are the bats. Okay, I like the bats, but they're very hard to tell where and what they are. It's kind of messy. It's kind of all over the place, but this is damn good gun for fighting them. They're effectively just land squids. They behave almost exactly like the squids, but you know they fly around when you're not underwater, which is not necessarily that bad. Actually, it's kind of fun. It's just a matter of, holy balls, I'm not ready for this on the first level. That is the extent of where we are right now. There's also no level left for me to like run around or hide in and stuff like that. Also, the new bad enemy does not have a completed model, which is well, suffice to say, more than a little bit on the awkward side of things. Almost killed myself there. That would have been bad. Still, it was. I mean, it's a fuck. I needed that. Let me guess. I'm not going to be able to get my hands on. I'm not going to be able to get my hands on this without destroying the rest of the level. Good. Goody goody gumdrops. Well, at least we got a little bit of this. But, oh man, there's both boxes just completely gone on this level. Oh well. Either way. So far, actually really liking the weapon. I feel like maybe I should be running with a shovel instead. Right now, it's a little bit weak. Maybe. I'm trying to, like, figure it out specifically, like, what feels wrong with the gun. Maybe enemies just have more health now? But I feel like we're getting swamped with anyways. Maybe it's just the fact that we just fought a Titan Bloodworm on the, what, second level? That was absurd. Well, let's just retry again. Let's switch to the shovel for this one. I'll have a little bit more kickback than I like, but at the same time, I don't know, we'll figure it out, stuff like that. Yeah, air squids, but they're bats. They're really bats. Okay. Let's see if our luck persists a little bit better than last time. Let's see. So what else? What can I talk about today? I don't know. Having a bad day. I haven't. Oh God. Today's been an up and down goddamn day. It's one of those where it's like a lot of ups, a lot of downs, and I mean you gotta roll with it. Like there's no way you can just, you know, kind of sit and wallow and stuff like that. Like wallowing is like one of the worst things you can do. Sometimes you just really want to. Like I really wish I had, you know, chocolate ice cream, a good movie to put on, something like that. But instead I've got video games, and honestly I don't regret that too much. But I don't know. Earlier today I got a phone call from Time Warner Cable. I had an account with them at my previous apartment that I used to live at, and I was paying the internet for as a favor for my previous apartment mate, because I paid the contract, whatever, and I ended up with the entirety of the security deposit, which coincidentally was exactly the same amount of money as the internet bill for the rest of the year. So it's like, all right, fine, we'll just you know, work it out this way. And unfortunately, what happened is my debit card actually ran out, which sucked. But it's like, all right, fine, you know, that's just kind of the way of things. Unfortunately, it ran out without telling me, so I end up having to pay like an extra $70 just because Time Warner Cable effectively had a late fee. Never bothered to tell me about that one, and then, you know, my bank never bothered to tell me either. So it's just like, all right, well, these are things that you learn when you're just starting out being an adult. I can't imagine everybody has a particularly smooth transition to being an adult. I guess if you're like ultra rich or something, you probably have an easier job of it. I'm gonna kill myself as Alien just because I jumped too damn high. But so yeah, there's $70 down the drain, which is rough to begin with. But so I don't know, not a happy day. Not stuff like that. But I don't know. Hey, Gilded Vials, we're gonna need those, and we're gonna need those bad. Okay, being stuck on bats is a bad place to be. But I don't know. Apart from that, just, you know, the usual no job, no nothing, slow YouTube growth because it's a slow month. Seriously, this is actually one of the worst months as far as like views and I guess growth, really. Growth and growth, views, oddly enough, the money's been fine. And, like, honestly, this isn't a bad deal. Really, the reality of the situation is there's been very little in the ways of, like, new games coming out. And, like, this is actually a... I'm getting pushed around constantly here. Well, at least we can buy one more Gilded Vial. Come on, let's get out of here before the bats push us out of the universe. Okay, there we go. But so... let's just destroy everything, apparently. At least there's, like, several boxes working out for us here. But so... So, like, next to no games coming out. Like, I looked, and, like, there are a couple that I need to cover still, because I promised to do so, and I just haven't had the time. But, like, games that I really wanted to come out, such as, like, Guild of Dungeoneering and stuff, just didn't. Doesn't come out till next month, because they delayed it. Which is super depressing, because it's like, oh, man... You know, I really, really want to cover this game, and not only, I mean, A, they don't even respond to my emails, which hurts just a little bit, because it's like, I just want to enjoy your game. I want to promote your shit. And you're ignoring me. But also, you know, the game doesn't even come out till next month, so there's that. So, you know, pretty much have to wait on that one. That was supposed to be my big new series that I was going to be starting this month. I should actually go back to a couple of things. Like, I was actually looking at, I was actually going back to look at, oh, what was it called? Dex. Apparently I got like 9,000 views on my Dex episode 1 of my Let's Play. I need to go back and finish that shit, because apparently people care. Which I feel kind of bad for not completing it now. Because I probably got at least a couple of new fans, and here's a series that, well, never finished on my channel. I hated the combat on that game, though. Maybe they fixed it. Maybe they actually made it good. Maybe they just fixed that level, because that level was garbage. All signs point to I don't actually know one way or another. But it's one of those where it's like, especially in preparation for going on vacation. A lot of this month is going to be just kind of like Wanderbot deals with the side effects of going on vacation, apparently. But like, just going on vacation is just like messed my entire process up. At least roguelikes are okay. I do not want to be next to you. At least roguelikes are, like, hella easy to get back into. Witcher's been a little bit harder. Oh, speaking of, I think I'm out of episodes on Witcher. I guess I'm gonna miss a day or maybe record something. And it'll be more side quests. Stuff that people probably don't need to see on stream. I won't do, like, main plot stuff until I get the chance. Well, that is messy. Okay. Oh, shoot, and there's a little dude. Unfortunately, I'm also trying to pay attention to chat, so there's that. But, that was not... Oh, I thought there was just going to be a little bit of level left. Then it just blew up and disappeared on me. Rough business. Still, as far as new patches goes, this is actually really good. Just to put us back in the context of this game just a little bit. Seeing as we're here. I don't know. You know, I just realized I did, like, I did a complaining about me having, like, credit card issues on the patch update. Alright, you know what? Fuck it. This will just be another episode, and I'll do the channel, not channel update, the game update video on my own or something like that at some point in the process here. Because, clearly do not want to talk about, like, real life stuff during that. Maybe I'll just do, like, one run showing off the game, stuff like that. But, no. Everybody needs to vent. I'm noticing Jerwolf in chat is having a bad day. And, like... I don't know. Bad days are hard to deal with, especially when it's like, ooh, oh, interesting. So shops really do just globally increase the price. I don't know if having the price tag of 7,500 is so good then. At least we started with a bunch of gilded files, which is going to save us a lot. But that might end up being just too expensive overall. I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford much by the end. Maybe chests, but chests aren't even that common. I don't know, this might make things really hard later on. Because the price is a global increase of 2.5%, but I mean, that shit gets exponential. It's already pretty steep. So kind of hoping they fix it, but I mean, we'll see how things go. Really. Okay, and I did, in fact, manage to get the last of the money. So, we'll figure it out. Okay, well... How's our money and everything? I am glad that they actually made it to easier to dig, though. Like, that is major. Story time with Wander. I mean, it's sort of story time. Yep, nope. Chests have not changed that much. So there's that. God. No. The other bad bad day kind of stuff is the kind of thing that you really don't want to talk about, internet or otherwise. It's just like, alright, well, I'll just sit on this for the rest of my life. Repression is a terrible thing, honestly. Like, I know a lot of people that have, like, a lot of issues that they just kind of, like, are like, I'm not going to talk about this ever, I'm just going to... that's a lot of damage. They've made it less bursty, though, which I'm actually really appreciative of. They didn't mention that in the patch notes, come to think of it. Because it's just purely... It's just purely, like, you get something inside... You get something inside you. Ugh. Effectively... Oh, there's the chest over there. I'm probably going to want to get over there so I actually preserve the chest. You know, you're getting hit by an enemy. Got it. Alright, I don't know if it came with, though. I might have... I might have left the level beforehand. Well, looks like I don't get much of a choice in the matter. We'll see how this goes. What? Did he get... Oh, shoot. Terrain blocks his attacks now. Oh, fuck. Those guys, on the other hand, not kosher. I love the new visuals for his attacks, though. They're a little bit rough, but it works well enough. Okay, this is a bad place to be. And we're dead. And we are dead. Okay. Let's retry. Let's not be Alien. Let's be goddamn Tank Man. This is going to be interesting and messy, and I don't even know. Okay. Well, I don't know. Bad days, good day. I don't know. It's one of those where it's like you kind of want to talk about it and like say something good about it. And it's like how to not have a bad day. But I guess really like I'm not the sage person to give advice here. Like I practically, God, I got off of customer support earlier today as far as like that Time Warner cable thing, and it's just like, well, I just want to have a good old cry, and it's just like this is ridiculous. I mean, the $70 is pretty steep for a dude that doesn't have much of an income. I'm not poor and I'm not gonna starve. If I was like living paycheck to paycheck, an extra $70 in bills would be killer. So I guess I'm lucky in that sense, but man, like sometimes you just gotta kind of accept that days are shitty, months are shitty, years are shitty. I don't know. Like I guess it's one of those where it's like you have to kind of put it in perspective of like you can probably return to this event, this bad day, you know, months, years later, and think like, I'm glad this happened to me then. You know, I'm glad that I got through this, because I did do better, and that's actually like really sanctimonious and really only particularly useful in my event. People can have like fucking traumatic experiences and totally just like never deserved it, don't grow from it at all, like it ruins them terribly. I mean, my aunt got kicked in the head by a horse, and like she's never quite been the same. It's just like, yeah, no, there's no amount of like personal growth as a result of like traumatic brain injury or like an assault. Like you don't grow from somebody beating the shit out of you. But I mean that should be obvious. There's all sorts of things like that. Shit. So those are a bunch of really good boxes that I may or may not actually be able to get back up to in any capacity. So instead, we're just going to go for these for the time being, because everything else is just going to be messy. I'm only going to be able to afford 2 as well, which is annoying to say the least. If even, like, we're probably just going to get murdered here, because this is just, oh god. Like, okay. I don't know if I can play this new patch. Like, it is actually... Oh, wait, no. It is actually very possible that I might not be able to play this patch, like, this new patch, because of a couple of very bad decisions. Kind of remains to be seen, but, like, the bats might actually be enough to ruin this, and then, not just the bats, though, like, a combination of the bats and and the raising shop prices might actually make it impossible to get, like, enough power-ups to win. Because this was already hard enough with the new patch, and they effectively made everything more expensive. Really, all they needed to do was make chests more expensive and, like, have shops have, like, kind of a rotating stock or something like that. Or just have more, shops only have, like, one of the item, but, it's cheap, as kind of like a nice little, like, here you go type thing. I don't know. But unfortunately, with the way things work out here, it's like, here's a bunch of, like, really expensive things, and it only gets more expensive, and there's no way to abate it. Unless, like, maybe I don't know. We'll see. But, like, the price was 900 by the time I was done, and I only bought, like, what, 4 things in the shop? Like, it's not cheap. And that's bad. But then again, like, they can't predict these things particularly well. Get good wander. I mean, sure. The other problem, back to the whole bat thing is, so for the squids are kind of inconvenient because they're in the way. Easy thing about the squids is, you're swimming, so you're effectively flying underwater. Like, you don't have to worry about running out of jumps. Those bats are just going to be in your way all the time, and it's really just going to be kind of an interesting issue. Get out of my way! I've got shit to do! And they're not dying, either. The other problem is, the bats are effectively going to make it impossible to jump up. As long as there are bats around, it's just going to be moderately to completely impossible to actually jump there. Which is rough. Maybe that's a thorax issue. Maybe they'll be rare enough that it's not a problem. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm glad spikes actually pop up and stay up now, so you know where to look. Yep. Okay, so oh, I see. So the damage tail thing doesn't actually make it so enemies do kind of burn damage. It just looks like it because of the tail, so you know how much you lost in a given hit. Oh, this is shitty. Oh, that's a funny joke. There's a monopoly on selling to the dude digging through the ground. I should probably actually get this money here, because I'm gonna need all of it. Of course, there's a monopoly. That's cute. That is actually kind of... Well, there goes that money. Did take out the giant spinny discs of doom, though. But, yeah, I don't know how winnable this new patch is. It's definitely going to be harder, which, I mean, I like difficulty. It's just a matter of, like, come on. Artificial difficulty versus actual difficulty. And I feel like some of it is both actual and artificial. So, you know, making the shops really expensive. I would say that's artificial difficulty of, like, you know, just making it much harder to get your hands on things. Whereas, like, you know, the new bats are, like, actual difficulty. Though possibly a little bit too cheese, which I don't appreciate that much. Gotta say, the new gun, though. I like. Like, the new gun, I think it needs a little bit more placeholder-y art. Just because, you know what, the bouncing little shot things, you really don't need to see more of them and stuff like that. But Dandy Wizard wants Entite. No, guys. No way am I playing Entite on the new patch. Like, if it's impossible for me to even get past, like, a certain section in Thorax, Alium, or, Thorax, Alium, or freaking Yoji, then we're a bit of an impasse, and should probably reevaluate things just a little bit. Because, like, I was having a pretty rough time as Thorax surviving. Like, that's usually a pretty good sign of, like, something here probably is a little bit wrong. I mean, I wasn't exactly doing the greatest, but it's also one of those, I don't know. We'll see. I like the changes. I think it just needs rebalancing. Balancing everything. You know, that's actually interesting. I never really think about balancing in a roguelike, but it's totally a thing. I always think, like, balancing in MMOs, because, I mean, you have to keep MMOs, especially competitive things. Entite to Riot. Nope. Well, there goes that. No, never mind. Unfortunately, all of these are garbage, so I'm just gonna sit on my money. But yeah, no, I'm not doing Entite tonight. I'm already having a bad enough day. I'm not prepared for that level of assault. It's part of the reason why I'm not doing any... It's part of the reason why I'm not doing any Catacomb Kids or Vagante, because I just, you know what? When you have a bad day, you really just want to play the things that make you happy. And I like Vagante. I really like it a lot. But ultimately, the game does not make me happy, or at least relaxed. It doesn't help me relax on a bad day. It helps me get angry on a good day. So not all of my good days are, aren't without some level of struggle. Okay. So far so good though, which is kind of good. I need items though. That's the rough part. I don't have any, and we're only what, like 4 rooms in. That's not the biggest disadvantage I've ever seen. Oh shit, there was a box over there. Didn't even realize. Okay. Let's just keep scooting. You've got all sorts of health. You've got all sorts of things. Okay. Well, so far so good. Oh, I just had a random thought. And it's not really related to Cavern Kings, but like, let's be honest here. What do I talk about on this series that's actually related to Cavern Kings? Apart from balancing, I guess, and like new patch impressions and stuff. I had a random thought. My Darkest Dungeon series was like pretty focused on like viewers and stuff. In fact, I think every single character was named after a viewer pretty much. Save for like maybe 1 or 2 in the very, very beginning. I wonder, going back to it, how many of those characters are actually going to correspond with a still active viewer? I don't know. And that's an interesting question. I'm like kind of asking myself here, is like, if I go back to that series, like, should I just, I'd probably just end up renaming people, maybe. Just as a result of like, well, this person is no longer a person. Like, I'm thinking, what? No, Volkov is still around occasionally. Pigman King, definitely not. I'm trying to think, like, there's a whole host of names that I could probably just drop that just do not exist anymore. God, having a actually fast-attacking strike-through weapon is absurd. They're probably going to nerf this thing, and it's going to make me sad. Probably going to reduce its damage, if anything. Oh shoot, we got a box over there. Also, interestingly enough, the ricochets will strike through, which are like strike through blocks and stuff, which I didn't really expect. But you know what? I'm okay with it. Ow, that hurt more than a little. Come on, blow that up, blow this up, and then we're all good. Dandy Wizard, are you in there? I don't think so. Okay. I only named it after live viewers at the time. Join the Dank Dungeon team. So the thing with the Darkest Dungeon team is, oh, it's got like a minimum range. That's weird. The thing with the Darkest Dungeon game is I'm probably not going back to that in like for quite a while. I know they just recently patched it. I'll probably like pop on to take a look, but I don't think I'm going to do more than like 2 or 3 episodes, if even. Because I'm really waiting for them to add like some kind of finality to the game, which won't be for months, if not a year, which is kind of a shame. Maybe I'll do like just a season 2 at some point, possibly in like preparation for it. But right now, like so Darkest Dungeon, the kind of whole thing is twofold. And like if I had covered the patch notes within the first couple of days of it coming out, I probably would have been in an okay position. This is a messy level that I do not appreciate being in. At least digging... Oh god, digging is so much nicer now. Now that they nerfed everything. Okay. But so, if I had properly... I think we're just gonna go Clusters of Iron on this one. I like Hero Swords, but there's no way I'm gonna be able to use them properly here. Man, I would have just been able to get quite a number, too. Had this been on the old system. Okay. But so... There's a lot of enemies around right now. We don't even have a single Healy type item. Please be... Nope, that's not a Healy type. That's still pretty good, though. I wonder if they made gilded vials, like, significantly more common as a result. That would make a lot of sense. Alright, let's clear out the level so I can actually traverse it, because I am having trouble. I think they also made those guys blow up a little bit faster, too. I don't know. They've done a lot of, like, kind of backgroundy things that I'm predicting here. Okay. But so as far as, like, covering Darkest Dungeon, effectively, me covering Darkest Dungeon is probably not going to result in a whole lot of, like... It's not going to give me a whole lot of views, which sounds like hella mercenary, but, like, at this point, would rather just go, like, cover Ooh, would rather just cover XCOM. I actually haven't announced this yet, and I'll probably do a video. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, I did an XCOM series like a long time ago. Actually started it almost a year ago, 11 months ago, and it went on for what, like 30-40 episodes, and then I stopped because I ran out of time. Ended up going to California, yada yada yada. Pretty much standard story of why I ended a series. I just couldn't continue it for whatever reason. So I'm going to be bringing it back, but not the same series, mainly because it's got a lot of viewers that, you know, don't exist anymore, a lot of people that, like, signed up to be named, and then never bothered to watch the series, which kind of ends the ownership of it. But, see you, Tiger Fist. Have a good one. So I'm actually going to be bringing the XCOM series back, kind of in preparation for XCOM 2. Might even translate to the Long War. I'm not sure when Long War is coming. Not Long War. Well, it might like continue on with Long War after normal playthrough, but haven't run into a single bat here. Confusingly enough. Okay, you know what? Maybe it's not so bad. We'll see how the prices go. If drops are good, I guess if chests aren't super expensive, it's not that shitty of a situation with shops. I guess I just kind of wish they were expensive, but you could buy a buttload of good things. And the price reset every once in a while. Maybe every boss. That would actually make a lot of sense. But still. Okay, so I'm going to be bringing XCOM back. But I'm going to be bringing it back with a small bit of a twist. I'm going to be bringing XCOM back simultaneously with Keith, who I guess I really haven't done... well, there we go. I haven't really done much with Keith recently just because he's been busy, I've been busy, and we're both shit at scheduling things. Because I'm more of a pickup game type guy, and he is more of a, like, everything has to be completely scheduled, because he's, you know, got, like, a career and stuff. But so, what I'm going to be doing is, well, what we're going to be doing, I'm just going to take all of those on the chin. Let's actually just accept, the Lord and Eyeball into our life. That was blinding. But so, what we're going to do is actually we're going to start at the exact same time, and we're going to race through the series. Keith, Sebastian SB. Good buddy of mine, do Dark Souls with him, did Orcs Must Die with him. Just a lot of stuff over the years. Oh, interesting, you're invulnerable after you beat the boss on this level. That actually makes a lot of sense. Okay. But so we're going to be starting it at the exact same time, and every 10 episodes or so we're going to, like, face off. As like a versus episode, to see who's gotten better as such. Because the way the versus is set up, it's completely equal and even, which is actually super cool. But so I'm actually really looking forward to this. Mainly because I like any kind of way to, like, multiplayeritize any game that I ever have. Just because I mentioned this earlier tonight when I was playing with Bird, but, like, I truly do prioritize multiplayer stuff over even, like, having content enough for my usual series. Stone Man is terrifying. And I really want to open up this chest, but it's not letting me. There's just too many enemies. Okay, we get a boxing glove, of all things. Okay, we get that chest open. Okay, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. Especially because we got a goddamn Speedstone Man chasing after me. Okay. Well, I'm not getting that money. That kind of sucks. I can get 2 of these. That's not a terrible idea. But so, I don't know. I just like the idea of multiplayertizing XCOM, because, I don't know, there's something inherently lonely about it. Plus, I originally started my first XCOM series at the same time as another buddy of mine who probably most people know, TLE on the internet, which is like the loneliest emo. I think he ended up resenting that name a little bit because there is a previous guy. Was it a Roomba? I don't know if it was a Roomba or something like that. But it was one of, like, Northern Lion Squad was actually... Oh, J Smith OTI, which stood for On the Internet. So there's that. Alright, so this is actually much more playable and stuff like that. But, I don't know, for anybody watching this, if you want to have a character sort of named after you in XCOM, it can't be named after you. You know, it can't be, you know, Foxy Roxy Smile. It has to be something clever that Foxy Roxy Smile came up with, or Satari, or anybody else. unless you have like a particularly crazy name that I'm going to accept on my crew. But like, just to reference Northern Lions character, who will probably make an appearance in the game just as like one referential character. There we go. I can word. Roll Fizzle Beef will probably make a return in my series as well as like from his series as a sniper, just because why not? I think he was a sniper. I never watched any of Northern Lions XCOM series, so there's that. Hey, melee attack speed. That's useful. That's really useful, actually. But so why am I doing this? I think I mentioned this earlier. On actually like 1 or 2 episodes ago or something like that, but it's just kind of one of those where it's like, I would rather have really interesting characters, so if like you from the audience or whatever decides to stop watching me, I don't have to worry about having a character that nobody gives a shit about, because it's just somebody else's character. I'd rather have a bunch of kind of semi-interestingly named characters that I can work with, because at that time I was actually working with characters that I was trying to come up with, which I mainly ended up resorting to naming everybody after people I know, which, let's be honest here, is boring. Nobody really had a whole lot of like desire to see them. I might try a thing or two, but still. Yeah, wow, we're definitely wrecking things right now, though. Okay, so this is actually a hell of a lot more playable. I think maybe I'm just grouching it. I am feeling a bit anemic as far as power-ups go, but still. Yeah, never stop watching. Well, that's encouraging. It's one of those where it's like, God, I've lost a lot of viewers over the years. And a lot of people say, like, they've unsubbed for various reasons, and I'm like, I feel bad about this. But I really can't please everybody, which also sucks. Hey, but Perma-Emmy, Perma-Envy, there we go. I'm getting very, very, like, wow, coffee. Interesting, no, the sword is definitely, what the, what? Why is the gate already open? I didn't throw a key at this. Okay. I tried to mesh 2 viewers' names together. I mean, if we have the Foxy Roxy I don't know. If you can do it in a clever way that, like, I can be sold on, as long as it's, like, a semi-attractive idea, alright, fine. But the problem is, like, these are going to be squads of, like... Okay, so the way I play XCOM, and part of the reason why I'm doing this is, like, I play my characters to keep. I try very hard to keep them alive, to the point of, like, if a death is particularly bullshit, like, as a result of, like, the game fucking up on me or something, or, like, a misclick, you know what, maybe I'll just accept them. Oh, right, the one mission in my XCOM playthrough that involved, my guys were right next to the chopper, and then the game is like, oh, you're out of time, everybody died, and it's like, they're right next to the exit. I think one guy survived. I redid that mission because it was bullshit, and that shouldn't have happened. But, apart from that, I'm usually pretty committed to the whole idea of permadeath. Because I don't know, it's more interesting that way. It's just, God, that was a particularly dickish series of events that should never have happened. This weapon might actually be a little bit overpowered, considering it's got strike through, fairly fast attack speed. It strikes through walls. I think that's the most ridiculous thing. I don't know. What do I usually run? What do I typically run? What? I don't even know what people are talking about. Oh. Please don't kill me while I'm trying to read chat. Oh, fuck. Who's even hitting me? Whoa, you're hitting me. I did not even see that there. Oh, that is brutal. Note to self-wander, don't read chat. Oh, that's bad advice. Oh, fuck. Fuck, those are bats. Alright, so here's the problem. I'm directly next to an explodey thing. It's dark, and we've got rock people. Let's just blow up the level. And then scoot very, very slowly over to the safe zone. Okay. Hey, there's a treasure chest. And treasure chests are actually good. It does feel like they increased the spawn rate of treasure chests in this new patch, though. I don't know. They might have actually balanced it better than I thought they did. It's just the initial bit plus some pretty bad luck. Okay, you know what? Let's just leave. This place is a hellhole, and I'm not foreseeing myself surviving particularly quickly here. Okay, or not quickly. My survival is not guaranteed. Let's just put it that way. Okay. Let's see. Oh, what do I usually run for XCOM? I usually run 1 heavy, 2 assault, 1 support. I think team size is 6, but I could be wrong. 1 heavy, 2 assaults, 1 sniper, or 2. I really like snipers. Snipers are my favorite class in the XCOM series. I haven't really spent a whole lot of time interacting with mechs, so there's that. So part of it is I just haven't spent a whole lot of time playing XCOM at all, apart from this one series, so it's just like, I don't actually know what the optimum build is. I would love to have an all-sniper team at some point. That would be an interesting setup. It'd probably be messy, though. I'm non-functional. How am I still on this level? I am floored that I managed to make it out. Please don't kill me. Ceiling. There we go. But yeah, no. I love snipers, I think, most. I actually really wish there was, like, some kind of more bullshitty type classes, like a melee class. You know, laser swords or whatnot. Because I know it doesn't make sense, but it would make me happy. Okay, more melee attack speed, which means I'm going to have trouble staying close to the ground while swinging the sword. That's not actually that big of a deal. And I do way more damage with this sword than with my main weapon too, which is actually pretty encouraging. Okay, come on. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to the new XCOM game, just because it feels like what they're doing with it is going to be, I don't know, not revolutionary. It's probably actually going to feel fairly similar, just nicer. Oh, crap. I'm just going to shoot him from here. I don't know if this is going to work out in our favor. Might just want to leave. Still, there we go. That's what I was looking for. A little bit of health. Hey, we killed him. Perfect.